Most acts of service never make the news. There's no headlines when Cub Scouts rake the leaves of an elderly person's yard or when a troop makes cards for veterans. But those quiet, unsung moments are a pivotal part of the scouting movement. This November, I want to remind every scouting leader out there that service and a good turn daily isn't just a slogan. So, let's talk about that. If you're new to this channel, we're on a mission to inspire and inform new scouting parents and adult leaders, and this week we're kicking off our monthly theme of service in the month of November. It's simple. We'll talk about some service projects that you can do, the difference those projects can make, and finally I'm going to highlight some organizations that you can get involved with to have a larger impact. But first, let's take a moment to talk about what service is. I know that can seem a little bit ridiculous because who doesn't know what service is? And the answer is actually quite a lot of people don't. Over the years, I've talked to a lot of people, and there seems to be a misunderstanding about what counts as service. People think of service as like the big ticket items like volunteering at a food pantry, a mass cleanup of a park, or placing flags on veterans' graves. These are all great projects and should not be discounted by any means. But what I want to talk about today are those little acts of service that can have a rippling effect. You see, in scouting, you may hear the phrase planting acorns. It's sometimes told as a story about a church being built and then acorns are planted on the grounds around it. 100 years later, that church needs repairs, and those acorns are now large trees that can supply the wood for the church itself. It is a metaphor for our efforts as scouting leaders and how those efforts can have a long-term impact on our scouts' lives. And we do this knowing that we may never see the impact of those efforts. It just goes to show that small, seemingly unimportant acts can have a big impact on the future. Now, if you're not new to this channel, you may be saying to yourself, okay, Matt, this sounds an awful lot like your message from the Memorial May series. And the answer is yes. Yes, you are correct. Because in that series, I said that small acts can have a big impact, and that message is very much alive here. But that series was about telling the stories of others doing service to inspire you. And today I want to inform you on service projects that you can do yourself. And because Veterans Day is next week, this video is going to focus on our veteran community. So let's go ahead and get started. Here are a few ideas for projects that you and your scouts can do to show support or appreciation for veterans in your community. Number 1, write thank you notes of veterans and active duty military members. This is a fairly common one, but the reason is because it's something that your Cub Scouts can do. They draw some pictures and some notes and you send those off to the troops. This can be done during a den meeting for a good inside adventure or activity, especially when you need a last-minute service project or a den activity. Pair it with a conversation with an adult who is a veteran, and you've got a solid project and event. Scouting America even hosts this one nationally, so be on the lookout next year for it. But pro tip, make sure you review the messages and artwork prior to sending them out, because sometimes you get some questionable art from the scouts. Number 2, visit a veteran's home in your local area. This one does take some coordination and planning, but it may be a great time for you and your scouts. Look to your local veteran's home and see if they have some time that your scouts can come visit and see if they need anything. Some of these vets may not have family or are living on a fixed income, so if you show up with some energetic Cub Scouts and maybe some homemade cookies, you may just be the highlight of that person's month. But also, pro tip, make sure you're listening in on the conversation so you can intervene if old Gunny starts telling war stories in very, very vivid detail.
I can't feel my legs. I said, Bubba, they ain't there. And I looked down. And them little bloody nubs was kicking real fast like this here.
Number 3, care packages for deployed troops. This one is another common one and was more common during the GWOT era. And while the GWOT era is pretty much over, the US still has troops stationed in rough areas, like Fort Hood. Damn! No matter where you're stationed at, it's nice to receive a little care package from home. Now, the OIF veteran in me wants to say skip the candy and baby wipes and send Apple gift cards and white monsters, but in reality, hygiene products, snacks, and maybe some magazines would be very much appreciated in those areas without Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi is down, and so is Randy.
Want more information on how you can send care packages to service members overseas? Check out the USO, which rolls into our next section of organizations that you can get involved with to help have a larger impact. The USO, which stands for the United Services Organization, I did not know that, is one of the most engaged organizations supporting troops around the world. No matter where I was at in the Middle East, a USO was there with me. The USO's mission is to strengthen the well-being of people serving in America's military and their families. They say families because when families are traveling, such as moving to a new duty location, the USOs in the airport provide a great place for them to sit down and rest. And for the rest of us, to get free white monsters. To see how you can help support the USO, check out their website link down in my description. This is also where you'll find my Amazon affiliate links, which means that if you click and you buy your very own Beagle Scout ornament from Amazon, you are helping support this channel at no additional cost to you. That helps keeps this channel running, but speaking of running, our next organization helps support veterans through physical activity. Team Red, White, and Blue is a veteran-focused nonprofit whose mission is enriching veterans' lives, and they do this through creating a community focused on veteran health and wellness. If you've been to a road race or maybe an obstacle course race recently, you've likely seen their eagle emblem.
Mighty Eagle!
I've done a ton of races over the years, and Team Red, White, and Blue has never failed to make an appearance. For you and your scouts, they're always looking for volunteers to hold flags, work booths, and other likewise opportunities. I will include a link down in the description as well, where you can reach out to your local chapter and see what help they need. The final two organizations that you can get involved with are the VFW and the American Legion. Now, some out there are going to be confused on why I'm putting them together because they are different veteran-focused organizations. While both the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW, and the American Legion honor and support those who served in the US military, they differ mainly in those who can join and how they began. The VFW was founded in 1899 for veterans who served overseas in combat zones. Its members focus heavily on advocating for veterans' benefits, supporting those returning from deployments, and honoring the memory of those who served in wartime. The American Legion, created in 1919 after World War I, welcomes anyone who serves honorably during a period of active federal service, whether they were deployed overseas or not. The Legion emphasizes community service, youth programs, and patriotism. Either group may even be your chartering organization. Reach out to either of these organizations for volunteer opportunities for your unit, especially if your Life Scout is looking for an Eagle Scout project. Either of them may have just what you need. Now, hey, there's no way I've listed all the ways that your scouts can support veterans in your local area. Leave a comment down below about your vet-focused service project to help inspire others. And if you want to see how much trash I picked up during my run this week, check out this video here. Or if you want to see my Memorial May series, check out this playlist here. But with that, I've been Matt with the Roaming Scouter, and I'll see you out there.